let's get into Bret, Gunther, and Sami Zayn. Joe and Wade being out there to bring Bret out. Very big introduction. Make it a big deal. I wish Bret's old theme was back. I'll just say that. I don't need the extra drums and BS, whatever. But great ovation. They're in Calgary. It's Bret. Let him soak it in. Doing the whole thing. And, Bret talked about Canadian champions, and Bret could say anything. And I'd seen the rumor, I guess was on Fightful, of Bret might not make it because he was under the weather or something. I'm glad he was okay. I don't know if he was limping or something, but he seemed okay. It was nice to see Bret get that moment. And I love that Bret is getting the bag. Because if you believe the rumors out there that after he appeared with the AEW championship, that WWE's like, here, Bret, take all this money so you don't show up there. I hope he's getting that money. I hope he has more than a big Legends deal. Good for him if he does. And Bret comes out and looked good. Sounded good. Nice to hear from Bret, and gets cut off by Gunther. Now, once again, the booking of Gunther is right on the money. Because there are going to be people that because he's so damn good in the ring, people are going to like him. And they're going to respect him. And I heard what Undertaker said. Oh, he's got to do more chicken shit stuff or he's going to get booed. Not as a wrestler, he doesn't. The way Gunther has become a better heel, and he gets the credit for this, as I gave him yesterday, and as I gave him the 2 days after not SummerSlam, Bash in Berlin. Gunther is a heel with his words. Gunther's promos cut you down. Gunther, and I don't want to say it's always the same, but he has a way of being complimentary and kind of luring whoever he's talking to into, no. You're great. I respect you. You're a great competitor. Look at what you've done here. But, and then he cuts into you. Randy Orton, one of the greatest of all time. But that's the thing. Not the greatest. And goes into his shortcomings and goes into his screw-ups. He did it with Miz. Gunther turned Miz babyface. This babyface run of Miz started with Gunther going like, I don't respect what you are or how you do it. Gunther and Miz couldn't be any more opposite. And then Miz gets all fired up. You get a good Miz fired up like, hey, don't disrespect me. I think that's some of the best stuff Miz can do. And he did. I'm a 2-time Grand Slam champion. How dare you question me? Gunther made that happen with his words. Gunther did it at Sami Zayn. He did it to Chad Gable. And last night, what did he do? You could tell there was sarcasm, but he talked up Bret. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Yeah, you're the best there is. You're the best that was. But you're not the best there is. I'm the best there is, and I'm the best there ever will be. Booze. You want Gunther to be a heel all the way. You put him up against the number one babyface in the house last night. That was Bret Hart. And then sets it up. And this is great heel stuff because you know damn well it's not true. Gunther says his favorite wrestler is Bill Goldberg. Instant, perfect heat. And Bret's like, yeah, sure. Like you even knew Gunther was lying. Because Gunther and Bill Goldberg are nowhere near the same kind of wrestler, and there's no chance in hell he was influenced by him. Nor should he be, and that's good. But saying that to Bret Hart in Calgary, there. If Taker wants Gunther to be a chicken shit, that's as close as you're getting, and that's just fine. You bring up that guy, you know everything about the history of Bret and Goldberg and what Bret has said about him and all of it. It was easy, it was well done, and it got Gunther booed. He came across as an arrogant, manipulative, cocky heel world champion. That's all you needed to do. And who comes out to defend Bret? Probably the second biggest babyface in the house last night, Sami Zayn. And he wears the Goudreau jersey, which was a nice touch. And he comes out there to defend Bret Hart. Just like Bret introduced Sami for the John Cena Open Challenge in Montreal. There's something that felt right about that. Bret backing up a Canadian. That was awesome. And then Gunther backs once again. You want him to be a chicken shit. He backs down once again from Sami's challenge. But Sami's going to keep digging. And they're going to play it up on commentary. He ended the greatest Intercontinental Championship reign of all time. He did it at WrestleMania. That is the blemish on Gunther's record. And then Bret calls him yellow and a coward and all that old, it was great. So there is the closest thing to Gunther being that chicken shit heel and retreating. I don't think he's actually retreating from Sami Zayn. He's just not going to give him what he wants. But by presenting it in that way, you have reason to boo Gunther. They're not just going to hand you, as an audience, what you want. You want Sami Zayn to get a World Heavyweight Championship match against Gunther. You know the reasoning makes sense. He beat him. He's the only one to beat him. He beat him at WrestleMania. And you love Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn challenging for a world title will always feel big because he is the ultimate underdog in that way. He has that Bryan Danielson to him. And some would say Danielson has that Sami Zayn to him. They're pretty interchangeable that way. They are lifetime underdogs when presented as such. And you threw Bret in the middle of it. Now Bret can join DX, and I'm never going to say this again, or that sentence, in Hall of Famers that were booked to help Gunther, and did. Raw 25, as people remember, was a mess of a show, especially at the Manhattan Center. And the way legends were booked versus newer people, versus current day stars, versus Raw 30, when DX came out and got, they had the face-off with Imperium and they backed down. I thought that was one of the most important moments for Gunther on the main roster. And it wouldn't have happened under Vince. And last night, not that Bret backed down, but Gunther got to say a lot to Bret. And Bret didn't say a hell of a lot back. So once again, a Hall of Fame act is elevating Gunther in the right way. And by proxy, Sami Zayn. We're going to get Sami and Gunther. We still have time to get to that at Bad Blood. And it's yet another high-caliber babyface opponent for Gunther that he will beat, but they will give a great match to.